What up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Fabian, and for those that don't know me, I'm a transgender. I've been on testosterone for about 10 months, and I've already had my top surgery. So yeah. Now today I want to talk about guys' restroom. Before I get started, please understand that I'm not here to tell you what you should or what you shouldn't do, whether you should go or you should not go to the guys or the female restrooms. I'm going to just tell you my personal experience, my personal decision, excuse me, and my personal opinion into why I made a specific decision that I'm about to share right now. Excuse me. If you would like to take my experience, opinions, and decisions in consideration before you to decide whether you want to or do not want to decide about going to the guy's restroom or not, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, now let's get started. So before I started transitioning, I never thought that I would be going to the guy's restrooms, and even though I've always wanted to, because in my mind I'm a guy, I know my body's not a guy. My body is a female body. I know that. I know I am a cis woman. I am not a cis man. Or I'm a cis female, not a cis male. There you go. So let's not argue about basic biology. We know that, okay? I'm talking about my soul. I know my soul is a man. My soul didn't connect with my body, so unfortunately, I have a soul and a mentality of a dude is stuck in a female's body. I started my transition to be able to change my physical body as close to, as much as I can, to be able to look how I am inside. If you think that's wrong, that's your opinion, that's okay. I'm just gonna tell you this. If you're a dude and you have a wife that have breast implants, liposuction, bunch of surgeries to look good and curvy as she does now, or you're the woman that did it and you love the way you look, remember one thing, people. You're really not physically like that. You were not like that before. You were completely different. Does that change anything of who you are, how you feel? It makes you happy. If you're a man and your wife has big titties and you love it because before she was probably a size A and now just a size double D and now you're freaking happy, that's good for you, man. That makes you happy. This makes me happy. Alright? So let's move on. Now, I never thought I would go to a guy's restroom because I have a vagina, I don't have a penis. And I think that if you have a penis, then you go into the guy's restroom. Yeah, if you have a vagina, then you go onto the female restrooms for safety reasons and also for privacy reasons, because a lot of men like their own privacy and they don't feel comfortable being taking a piss in next to other women, and vice versa. A lot of women will feel uncomfortable doing whatever they need to in front of other men. That's private, precious moments that only men close next to other men and women with other women feel more comfortable. You know, and also there have been a lot of men and women molested. So it's for a lot of safe reasons. However, I thought that even though I changed and after I look more like a man, I thought that it wouldn't change a thing until I have a penis, or until I have bottom surgery and I no longer have a vagina. Then that's when I'm gonna go in the class restrooms and I could pee standing up. All right. However, I am the worst LGBTQ person because I don't know much about the LGBTQ community. I am learning as I am experiencing all this stuff. And I also do not expect other people to understand my LGBTQ life when they're not experiencing the same thing that I am. So you can't expect people to understand something they're not experiencing, right? So I started to put myself in their shoes also. An example number one. I went to the girls' restroom as usual, and this lady walked in She was on her phone. She opened the door. True story, by the way. She opened the door and she looked at me. Kind of weird. So I looked at her through the mirror, right? I looked at her looking back, and then I turned around and I told her, you're in the right restroom. Usually, what I would get was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and she would walk in. Um, I've had many scenarios where I'm about to get kicked out of the restroom because I have my hoodie or something. This is before my transition. And all I would tell someone is, oh, I'm a girl. Or, no, you're in the right restroom, right? My voice will automatically tell them that I was female, no matter of how I was dressed. The fact that people identified that I was female felt safe and they would walk in there. A lot of them will apologize as much as they could because they felt embarrassed that they confused me for a guy. Which for me, it was great. But I guess I didn't feel bad at that time before. I mean, again, I didn't expect them to understand something they're not experiencing. So I just told them, it's okay, don't worry about it. It happens a lot, I tell them. So yeah, but in this scenario, it was completely different. She looked at me kind of like saying, all right, if I'm in the right restroom, what are you doing here? So she left. I walked out when I finished washing my hands, and she was outside on the parking lot, and I told her, hey miss, she was still on her phone, just wanted to let you know that you are in the right restroom. And she still looked at me like I'm a perv, man. She looked at me like I'm just a perv, and if she's in the right restroom, what am I doing there? So I started to think like, oh, maybe I look more like a dude, so maybe that's why. But I still didn't think it was bad. So I'm starting to walk into my car. When I see her, that she started walking, she walked to a police officer that was across the parking lot, and she started talking to him and pointing towards me, man. So how do you think I felt? I felt embarrassed. I've never felt embarrassed in my life, and I started to think about her, and I was like, it hit me like she didn't see a woman in there. She saw a man. She saw a man, and she feared for herself. I don't know what that woman's been through in her past. I don't know if she was molested in her past. All she saw is a man in a restaurant. What are you doing there? Get out. And I'm not telling the officer because you shouldn't be in there. It's dangerous. There could be little kids going in there. That's what I started to think, and that's when it hit me. So I got in the car, and I told my wife, let's go before I have to explain myself to the officer. I don't want to put myself in that situation. And my wife started telling me, like, you know what, baby, I really think that maybe it's time that you stop going to the girls' restroom because people don't know what you have inside. They don't know who you've been or who you were. They just know that they see I'm a young boy. I'm going through puberty, so obviously I'm only 10 months on testosterone, so I look like I'm probably 16, 18, 20. I don't know. I'm 31, by the way. But I look like a young boy. What's up, Casper? What's up, man? I look like a young boy, and I kind of become a predator if I'm going in the female's restroom. So for their safety too and my safety, maybe it would be best to go into the guy's restroom. That's the moment I realized it was time, because I've had other small little scenarios where people feel uncomfortable me being there. They thought I was a boy in the restroom. Also, when I would go to the restroom when I was walking in the hallway, there were dudes cleaning the guy's restroom, and they would stop me. They'd be like, "Oh, the guy's restroom is closed right now, man." I was gonna tell them. I was like, "Well, I'm going to the girls' restroom," but I felt like, again, I don't have to explain myself. I was like, "All right, sorry about that." They'd be like, "It's alright, bud," and then that's it. I started to realize little by little, people are very superficial. It's what they see that gives them the first impression. If you dress like a man, but you still look like a woman, you sound like a woman, it's okay if you go in the girl's restroom. It's not okay if you go in the guy's restroom, at least for me, because they don't question you, right? Like, what are you doing in here? Some men feel intimidated and uncomfortable taking a piss standing up when there's a woman in the restroom, right? Regardless of how we dress. Why? Because it's different vagina, penises, different lives, different everything, right? But when you look like a man, you sound like a man, you don't have any breasts, how do you really justify yourself that you are a woman? You pull down your pants and you tell them I have a vagina? I mean, no. I mean, probably go to jail for that, man. I don't want to dramatize anybody out there, you know. But anyways, I made a decision to go into the guys' restroom, and that's the best decision for me that I could have made. And I feel happier and more comfortable because it's something that was a part of me since the beginning, and I'm happy that I'm able to do it now. But I get away with it because I look and I sound more like a young boy, like a young man going through puberty. But would I have had considered doing this before my transition? No. And am I doing this because I feel like I'm a man? No. I gave you the reasons why I made the decision now. It's the best decision I could have made. Because men just mind their own business when you go in the guys' restroom, dude. All I know is that there's usually only one or two stalls in there, man. So, and when dudes go use the stalls, it takes a long ass time. It's a big line sometimes, and you just gotta wait longer than usual. But you gotta work with what you got. You know what I mean? I go in the stall. There are men that go in the stall, take a piss while they're sitting down. I mean, they do 2 for 1. You know. So nobody questions anybody. You just go in and out, and that's it. And if you gotta wait in line, you just wait in line, and that's it. I mean, they don't look at you junk. They're not trying to figure you out. You look like a man, that's it. They mind their own business. But yeah, that's my experience, guys. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any comments about your experiences, please share it with me. I would like to know what you think about this. If you don't agree, please. If you don't agree and it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Do whatever works best for you. This works for me. Okay? You guys take care. Peace.